was. Each life taken
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Myra Ansari. We are going live right now to downtown Louisville, where the Center for Women and Families, they are honoring and remembering the victims who have lost their lives to domestic violence. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and there is a special ceremony happening right now to remember the victims of domestic violence.
The Center for Women and Families is not here only today, but every single day of the year, no matter what's going on. We listen and offer assistance to anyone impacted by domestic, intimate, or sexual violence. I want to take this opportunity to invite anyone who is experiencing violence or knows someone to please reach out. Help is available, again, 24/7. Domestic violence is not a one-off, single occurrence. Getting out of an abusive relationship is not an event. It's a process that takes careful safety planning. Never ignore that first shove, that first threat, because over time it can escalate into something much more dangerous. It's important to recognize the signs of abuse early and get connected with a support system before the violence escalates. Learn all of the signs of abuse, because it's not just physical, it's emotional, it's psychological, it's mental, it's financial. Despite the way it's sometimes portrayed on TV and in the movies, domestic violence is not just hiding in a closet or a black eye. Abusers instill feelings of shame, betrayal, insecurities, and those they claim to love. They also tend to create confusion by showering their partner with apologies and sometimes lavish gifts. And then they apologize for their transgressions over and over and over again. Often there can be very good times between the abuse that make the relationship more difficult to read and understand, not only for the victim, but for their family and friends. Domestic intimate partner violence is complicated and it's heart-wrenching, and we at the center understand that. We are here to listen without judgment and to be a partner in safety with anyone who needs it. People in abusive relationships don't always fully realize their situation or call it what it is. That's why it is essential that you call the center. Help us to help you identify what it is. They know they're afraid of their partner or are becoming afraid of their partner, dreading when they come home, dreading when they take that first drink. If you are afraid of your partner or know someone who is, the time to call is now. Do not wait. Please reach out before an explosive incident causes someone to get hurt or worse. We can serve you at any stage of the relationship, whether you just met that person or you've been together for 50 years. We will always walk beside you, supporting you in whatever steps you decide to take, offering safety planning every step of the way. You can find our 24 crisis phone line number on today's program and visit our website at thecenteronline.org. Please share our contact information with someone who might need it. They may be standing next to you. They may be sitting next to you in an office. I'm not exaggerating when I say it could save a life. Hal Nuwan, the oldest son of Kim Nuwan, one of the victims we're going to honor today, recently said, "I want my mother's death to help somebody." This is a quote from a young man who no longer has his mother, but unfortunately saw his father kill his mother. He is not here with us today, but I want him to know, and everyone, that the center is here to support you and to do the work 24 hours a day. I see and meet survivors each day who come through the agency's doors seeking safe shelter for themselves, their children, and oftentimes their pets. We have kennels full of dogs today that they too were being abused. Many times they're stuck in their homes that have become prisons or a battleground. That's not the way we're supposed to live, folks. Right now, in fact, the center has full capacity at 79, and 36 are children, ages newborn to 17, who call the center home every day. At the center, survivors and families receive free, safe, and confidential supportive services by caring advocates. Our number one priority is and always will be safety planning with every survivor we support. And just a quick reminder, all of our services are free, including the 24/7 crisis hotline, our Safe Clinic, where we offer free sexual assault forensic exams, 24/7 individual counseling, support groups, hospital advocacy, legal advocacy, case management, and emergency crisis shelter. So throughout this month and all the time of the year, please wear your purple, speak out, say something, don't sit quietly, don't think it's not your business, it is your business. Remember, domestic intimate partner sexual violence is not a personal problem. It's not a family problem. This is a public health issue because it affects every one of us. Help the center to remain viable by investing in our work with a donation or by volunteering. We would love to see you here making a difference in the lives of women, men, children, immigrants, LGBTQ, anyone who is experiencing violence. Again, thank you for being with us today and for giving us your support. And at this time, I would like to welcome David Nicholson, Jefferson County Circuit Court Clerk.
Thank you, Elizabeth, and good afternoon, everyone. I am David Nicholson, your Jefferson County Circuit Court Clerk. It is both an honor and a solemn privilege to speak at today's event as we gather to remember those in the community who have tragically lost their lives to domestic violence this past year. On behalf of my 276 dedicated deputy clerks of the Office of the Circuit Court Clerk, we offer our deepest condolences. Your loss is immeasurable, and we share in that grief. These tragedies, these losses are precious lives. It's not acceptable. We have much more work to do, and we must do more. At its core, domestic violence is a public safety issue, one that impacts not only families, but the entire communities. That's why we must confront it head on with a stronger and louder voice. Everyone deserves to live free from fear in their relationships. To achieve that, we all have a role to play. Be that everyday advocate, as Elizabeth called for. Believe and support survivors. That's so very important. And if someone in your life is in danger, don't wait. Reach out. Reach out. Call the Center for Women and Families hotline. Call law enforcement. Come to our domestic violence center right here in the heart of downtown. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. 15 years ago, we collaborated with our justice partners, whom are here with me today, our Commonwealth Attorney and our County Attorney, to offer the services to open a one office, one center to meet the critical need in the community. Sadly, and it is sad, that need has only grown since the DVIC began serving survivors. Since 2009, and I'm going to give you the exact number as of September 30th, we have served, unfortunately, 80,754 petitions for civil protection. Let me repeat that. In 15 years, this community has had to serve 80,754 petitions for civil protection. This number reflects how pervasive domestic violence is in the community and how vital emergency protective continues to be. Over the years, we made significant enhancements and improvements to the DVIC, creating a safer and more welcoming environment to those in need. Our most recent advancement, one that I'm particularly proud of, is the digital platform that allows individuals to prepare the petitions electronically and guides them through the questions needed to seek the protection and answers. Now, thanks to the Kentucky Access to Justice initiatives by our Kentucky Supreme Court, survivors can start the petition process remotely on their phones or iPads from a secure location, and then even within the DVIC as well. When completed, they do need to come to the DVIC team to meet individuals and determine the services can be afforded and to do their in an efficient way. I'm incredibly proud of our staff who work tirelessly to serve the public each and every day. Even during the most challenging times, such as the pandemic and periods of civil unrest, the DVIC remained open each and every day, standing ready to serve. However, our ability to serve wouldn't be possible without the collaboration. I firmly believe that working together is the key to serving the public efficiently. I'm proud of the strong partnerships, as I mentioned, that my office has with the Jefferson County Attorney's Office, the Office of the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, the Sheriff's Office, and our local judiciary. I also want to extend my gratitude to the Louisville Metro Police Department and our local hospitals for their ongoing cooperation and support. Together, we strive to offer the best possible service. So in closing, to the families who have lost loved ones, we are so deeply sorry for your loss. We grieve with you. Know that they will live on in your hearts forever. Rest assured, my office and the entire DVIC team remain committed to providing continuous service to survivors of domestic violence. We are here for you. Thank you.
Thank you, David, for being here today and for all that you do and your staff to support the community and support survivors of domestic violence. Now I'd like to welcome Chief Paul Humphrey, Chief of Police for the Louisville Metro Police Department.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this day, to be part of the events that honor the lives of domestic violence victims and their families. Let me be clear, no one should be abused by another person, especially by someone whom they've had an intimate relationship with or who lives in their home. Home is supposed to be a safe place. The people around them are supposed to be those who shower them with love, not a place where someone can emotionally and physically abuse another person behind closed doors. When I see your faces, it's heartbreaking because I know that it's clear that you have lost a victim, a loved one to domestic violence, and that shouldn't be the case. We as a community, we as a police department, we as a family cannot tolerate that. Unfortunately, this year, we've already lost 11 victims at the hands of another domestic violence incident. As officers, it is our calling to help those who cannot help themselves. It is our duty, it is what we have sworn to do, and it is what we are committed to doing. Our detectives work hard every day to bring justice to victims by protecting them and arresting those who may prey on them. They build strong cases against these perpetrators and help victims and families find a safe place. LMPD's Victim Services Unit and its phenomenal director, Nicole Carroll, who has joined with us today, have a professional staff of workers who work tirelessly to help victims and their families, as well as other resources to improve the investigations and make sure that they are kept safe. So far this year, the Victim Services Unit has worked with over 1,000 individuals who have been impacted by domestic violence. They have a team of 19 hardworking specialists who provide assistance with everything from crisis intervention and support to safety planning and emergency relocation. Victim Services also helps victims navigate the court process, which can be very challenging for victims and survivors. And this partnership in the community is a huge factor in dealing with this critical issue of domestic violence. The Center for Women and Families is a key partner for us. The immediate assistance, as well as long-term assistance that they provide for victims and survivors, is key to recovery and building strong relationships going forward. We see their specialists doing everything they can to assist with housing, emotional support, and other resources. LMPD is grateful for the relationship and the partnership that we have with the Center for Women and Families, and everything you all do to help families find a safe place. This month is obviously important, but as a community, we need to stay focused on the issue of domestic violence and protect victims and honor those who have lost their lives. Mr. Nicholson talked about domestic violence as a public safety issue. I cannot stress enough how much it is a community safety issue, one that everyone, has to insert ourselves in this cycle and interrupt it. It is our responsibility to interject when we see something happening. We should speak up on victims' behalves and make sure that we take care of them where they might not be able to take care of themselves. Trust me, you have a community around you. We can never fill the hole that your loved one left, but allow us to step in and help heal the wounds that are left behind. We love you and we want to take care of you. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Humphrey. We are so fortunate to have you here leading our city's strong efforts to combat and stop domestic violence. We are delighted to have Mayor Greenberg here today. Mayor, would you please come and share a few words?
Thanks, Elizabeth. It's great to be with my colleagues here today, and it's really great to be with everyone else from the community that has come together to join in support of families, of loved ones, of friends who have lost individuals to domestic and intimate partner violence. When you hear David Nicholson talk about the 80,000 cases that had been opened, that had been dealt with over the last 15 years, those numbers are staggering. To think of the number of individuals that have been impacted, that have been harmed by domestic intimate partner violence. Not just the individuals targeted with the violence, but their family, their friends, their communities. And today we're here to gather to support the loved ones and families of those victims who have suffered the greatest tragedy, whose lives have been lost as a result of domestic intimate partner violence. The numbers are staggering, but even more importantly, each one of those numbers represents a name, a person, a life, a loved one, someone who had more great days ahead, but their life was cut short due to the horrific actions of another one. There is no way to fully separate any grief over their deaths from the memory of their lives. But it's also important that as we honor their lives, the people who we've lost, the impact they have, that we cannot forget the horror and the injustice of their deaths so that we can hopefully prevent others in the future. So let's use today, let's use the memory of those who we have lost as a call to action. Let's all, when we leave here today in the days and weeks and months ahead, continue to commit ourselves to doing more to prevent other people from losing their life to domestic violence, from losing their life to the types of tragedies that have brought us here today. Preventing domestic violence is an important part of our work as we work to improve public safety. Every one of us can help out. As you've heard before, if you see something, please say something. If you sense something is not right in a relationship, please say something to someone else. Try to get help. I know you hope you will be wrong. Everyone hopes that you are wrong. But in case you're not and there's something wrong, reach out. And one great place to reach out to is the Center for Women and Families. Elizabeth and her team do an amazing job of helping others all year supporting individuals who have been impacted. They can help at an individual event. They can help come speak at an organization you're a part of, so people can have more tools and resources at their disposal if they're in need of their support. So please reach out to the Center for Women and Families, reach out to others, and to those who have lost loved ones whose memories we are here to gather today. We are so sorry for your loss. May their memories be a blessing, and may their memories inspire all of us to continue the important work to prevent more domestic intimate partner acts of violence from happening in our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Greenberg. We are so grateful for your service to the city and the work that you've done to take a stand against domestic violence and to encourage the community to do so as well. We are now ready to begin our ceremony. I would like to invite Dr. Caitlin Simpson, the Center for Women and Families Senior Director of Training and Development, and Karina Bareilles, former employee of the center, still considered to be a sister of the center, the Executive Director and founder of La Casita Center, to please come forward and help us honor those that we have lost by speaking their names.
Buenos días. Querida comunidad, hoy es una buena oportunidad para alzar nuestras voces en contra de la violencia doméstica. Beloved community, today is a very good opportunity to speak up against domestic violence and gender-based violence. Quiero dirigirme a ti, querida persona, que en este momento se encuentra viviendo en miedo, en duda y en desolación. I want to talk to you directly, my dear friend, that maybe at this moment you encounter yourself through fear, through doubt, and isolation. También quiero dirigirme a mi querida comunidad latina e hispana, porque una persona muerta en mano de la violencia representa nuestra responsabilidad colectiva de sanar patrones patriarcales de poder y control que afectan a los hombres, a las mujeres y a las personas no binarias por igual. I want to talk to all the community, because one person that has been victimized by domestic violence represents our collective responsibility to heal from patriarchal ways of power and control that affect men, women, and gender non-conforming siblings. Todos, todas, todex tenemos el derecho de vivir libre de violencia doméstica. All of us have the right to live free from violence. Todos, todas, todes, unidos seremos más fuertes y lograremos que nuestras nuevas generaciones crezcan fuertes y en paz. all of us together, we are strong, and together we can achieve that all our new generations live and grow free of violence. La paz empieza por nosotros mismos. Peace starts within ourselves. Somos un círculo, we are a circle.
Good afternoon. At this time, please make sure your cell phone is silenced out of respect for those who we are remembering today. As each name is called, those of you gathered here today are welcome to come forward and place a flower on the chair with that person's name. As so many before me have already said, one life is too many. Today we gather to speak those names, so that we may remember their value and their worth in this world, lives taken too soon. Amy Skelton. Joyce O'Bannon.
Araceli Aleves Martínez. Indira Almaguer Martínez.
Kim Nguyen. Dariasia Wingo.
Jaylin Casales Espinel. Lori Hayden.
James Jones. Brenda Kemp. Caitlin Lee. You'll note there is a chair without a name. This is to acknowledge the lives who have been lost that we don't know why, but we can imagine, whose family members can guess. Perhaps they know in their hearts. While we may not have their names, we speak their worthiness and their value too.
Thank you to Caitlin and Karina. Thank you, Karina, and your staff for your beautiful words. And thank you all for being with us here today. Please remember that help is only a phone call away. If you or a loved one is in a potentially dangerous situation, reach out to someone, a friend, a family member, a coworker, someone at your place of worship, or a confidential hotline. Working together, we can bring change. Working together, we can create a community and a world where there is zero tolerance for domestic violence. As the mayor said, if you see something, say something. This is a public health issue, a public safety issue, and we all need to take responsibility. Thank you again for being here. This ends our ceremony. Let's get.
You the birthday boy today? Yeah.